So there you have it. Super disappointed with the VACsucks reaction. The VACsucks thread has finally popped off. It's finally... I went out there and I was planting seeds. You know, I got a bit of lint there. Get rid of that. Planting seeds, right? And they finally took root and fucking grown. So it's great. It's there's like 100 comments there now. Like when we looked the other day, it was like 20, and there was this subreddit is all silvers. It wasn't that good. This is fucking great today. But I also just want to draw your attention to this thread, right? Questionable angle checking from Krimz before landing a sick dig shot against Astralis. When I first saw this 7 months ago, he's been thinking about this for 7 months, guys. Like, he's been thinking about this for 7 months. When I first saw this 7 months ago, I was questioning, why would Krimz check all those angles, especially short, where his teammates are watching Monster and covering it for him? I thought that he wasn't paying attention. But in the light of the recent VAC ban, was Krimz here caught in that wall hacking pretending mode where you fake peek angles randomly before checking the right angle? Thoughts? Let's have a look at the video.
Some upgrades if they do fall back to A, but they're just posturing and waiting. It's more of the same. If they don't see anything, will they over-rotate? And Krimz now, look at all the angles. He still gets the shot.
He still hits that after having so many unanswered questions just a moment prior. And he's gotten away. He'll happily tuck in. Survival more integral.
Now, it's pretty conclusive to me. There it is. It's wall hack pretending mode. Classic wall hack pretending mode. You see, you imagine thinking for a second that is indicative of cheating at all. Like, he's turning away because he's expecting flashes. He's also covering 2 points at the same time. And has seen a nade go off behind him, so he's expecting an execute from Monster as well, right? So he's just trying to maximize his potential hit shots by, you know, placing the crosshair between certain points and get to kill. But unfortunately, he was cheating. He was cheating the whole time. He was in that wall hacking pretending mode. So there was that. That was up on the subreddit, which I thought was great. But man alive, the VACsucks thread is a fucking classic. Like, VACsucks in general, as I said, as a subreddit, is, like, fascinating to me. Because the things I see in there that are called cheating, like, the standard is so low that it's like, it makes me wonder, like, why they even bother playing the game. Like, it must be awful for them. Like, it really must. My secret upvote account says, here's the thing, and this is the crux of the mental illness at the heart of VACsucks, right? Here's the thing. With the amount of money pros get in salary in tournaments, they, and especially their organizations, can come onto this sub and spread massive disinformation. What seem like regular people making those doubtful comments are very likely the organizations themselves under fake or random monikers, or people paid to spread doubt. Now imagine the casters and observers being in on it as well. Probably event tournament organizers. So, and I've said this before, people don't believe me when I say there is a actual pretty, you know, this isn't like all that fringe, to be fair. This is 30,000 people. There's a lot of subreddits that don't have that number of subscribers. And as a percentage, you know, if you were to take everyone who was subscribed to VACsucks and assume on some level they believe that, like, every pro's are cheating or there's some form of cheating cover-up going on within Counter-Strike, as a percentage of people who are active on Reddit, on the main CSGO subreddit, it's probably surprisingly high, right? Anyway, the vast majority of the general population hasn't cheated before. Now, just on this point, and this is what's kind of interesting with this, is you'll notice a lot of people on VACsucks say that all cheaters are scum and they should go to jail And the pros should definitely go to jail, and because they're cheating in competitions and taking everyone's money away, right? So they believe that. This is a prevalent sentiment on this subreddit, right? So, how many people do you think on VACsucks have cheated, or are currently cheating, or justify their cheating by saying, well, everyone else is cheating? It's pretty much, yeah, it's really high. It's really high. I look at some of these accounts, and they all say this, like almost all of them. Like whenever I'm intrigued enough to, right, whenever they say something outlandish about like the punishments cheaters should, they cheat themselves. I used to use cheats, so I know about this. And so you have this thing where because they are weak little bitches that have to cheat in a video game to feel good about themselves, they make the assumption everyone else is, but they also, instead of saying that that's like maybe a character flaw they should work on, and I don't subscribe to the idea once a cheater, always a cheater. You know, as I said, I've fucking used cheats in games myself. I make no bones about it. I actually wrote an article, which you can probably find somewhere, called "The Joy of Hacks," talking about how funny it can be to grief someone, right? So, and that was, if you did that before cancel culture, and trust me, cancel culture didn't exist back then, but people tried to cancel me for that article. An esports journalist saying cheating in a video game can be fun. Outrageous. How does anyone employ this Richard Lewis? I mean, that was when I had like 3,000 Twitter followers and no one even knew the fuck I was, and I was barely making a living and sleeping on a sofa, and people tried to take that away from me. You know, the point is, right, like, there's a world of difference between wazdering around on a fucking pub server, right, to piss people off, and cheating in a way that you're deceptively trying to make it look like you are a competitor, you are a real player, you deserve a salary, you know, cheating in a tournament for money against other people that are not cheating. This is where we start getting into territory where it's unconscionable. You know, but these things are not all equal. Which isn't to say I'm trying to encourage it or anything like that, of course. But let's not say kid who gets VAC banned from wazdering around on a pub server, then later on it's like, oh, maybe I can go pro actually, maybe I'm good. And we go, well, you cheated back then. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Let's not pretend that's like a real scenario, because it isn't. Anyway, the vast majority of the general populace hasn't cheated before. The majority that have probably only used wall hacks or blatant shit that was very easy to spot and stopped due to fear of bans. 95% of the player base who doesn't use cheats are completely blind to what they're seeing. They don't know what to look for or cannot recognize what they are actually seeing right in front of their face. So they'll defend their favorites to the grave. Meanwhile, being completely wrong the entire time. I cheated, hacker v hacker, of course, for a solid few years back in 1.6. I know what I'm seeing. It's absolutely festering in pro play. Everywhere. Absolute shit show. It's mad. It goes on. And this entire chain is like, sort of, you start to see the scale, you know, of the conspiracy theorists and how deep some of them actually go. But this guy goes, I think most of the plays are legit. The newer guys have sus aim versus the vets. Some of the kills could be toggles, while most look completely legit. Watching a pro match looks way more winnable and playable to LEM and matchmaking, LEM plus matchmaking, where everyone is blatantly walling and trigger botting to the point of the game being you're instantly dead if legit. Pro matches look way more legit than high MM VAC comp games, man. Legit, huh? The new guys haven't learned how to hide it well enough yet. I'd love to agree. Definitely agree to an extent. The last three of your arguments are garbage. It is supposed to look legit. That's the entire point. So again, this is what I mean about like being in so deep. Guy just goes, yeah, I mean, you know, some of the newer guys do have sus aim, but you know, I mean, it's not as bad as what you see in matchmaking, right? And he goes, that's because they haven't been taught how to hide. Who's teaching them? Like, what's happening? Like, you get pulled aside by, like, Gabe Newell, and he says to you, like, right, listen, guys, obviously we've got a good thing going on here with this CSGO hacking scandal, and we're bringing you into the fold, but you wouldn't be able to keep up with all these other guys, and we always need new blood, so here's your cheats, this is how you use them, this is how you hide it, and people on VACsucks are saying you look sus, so, you know, you really need to raise your game a little bit. Like, obviously none of that's fucking going on, like, mad to even think of that. People don't understand what the goal of VACnet is. And it makes me sick when I see people complaining, going, why can't Valve just ban the cheaters immediately? What's the point of doing Overwatch anymore? You see a thread like this every week on the main subreddit. And it's like, well, what's the point of doing Overwatch? Okay, first of all, the original plan for Overwatch was if enough people flagged the guy as being a cheat, they got banned. You say you want to play in a cheat-free environment. It's its own reward. If you don't want to take 5 minutes out of your day to do an Overwatch case, don't cry about there being an abundance of cheaters, because you have done literally nothing to fix the problem, and you have been given tools to fix the problem. So shut the fuck up, because it can't be that important to you. The end, right? So apparently last year they looked at the number of players that were getting banned for cheating in each bracket, and the highest was obviously Global Elite, and it was 22% of Global Elite players, which is mad. But I think that's more indicative of if you cheat, you climb quicker, and so that's where they all congregate, and that's generally when they get banned. But if you're at that level anyway, and you are global, and you are looking to kind of like kick on somewhere else, then you will be using a third-party program by this point. You'll be in an ESEA, you'll be in a FACeit, you know. So it's nowhere near 22% in every other bracket. It's just in global where it's unbelievably high. And silver, yes, is the lowest, which makes me... I laugh so much when people tell me, I am silver elite and I see cheaters all the time. No, you don't. You're dog shit at the game. You are literally in the lowest tier imaginable in the game and are not mentally equipped to spot a cheater. You think perfectly normal things are cheating because you are dog shit. The end. No one is cheating in your silver games. No one. No one. No one. Oh, yeah, this is the other classic component of VACsucks. Well, those first pro VAC bans, the ones in 2014, the ones that we haven't had any more in 6 years for some reason, sparked a lot of controversy around the player base. Seeing how it's going to hurt the scene and their pockets, Valve just decided to ignore the cheaters among pros as long as they weren't being blatant. Imagine a sport where 20% of top amateur players, Supreme Global MM players, are cheaters, yet all the professionals are clean somehow. Haha, imagine. Then someone says, yeah, it's a lot of mental gymnastics, that, mate. And he goes, yeah, dude, CS is the only competitive activity where people don't cheat for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's just against human nature, right? CS must be the exception, even though it's a lot easier to cheat on it than, say, MMA. So, this is the other thing that they always do on VACsucks. This is what the conspiracy theorists always do. If you say, listen, like, you know, that's a bit ridiculous, this idea that Valve have just said, listen, pros, cheat. Take our money from us via cheating because we make more money selling the game because we allow it to have an esports scene. It doesn't even really hold up, any of it, but whatever. If you challenge anyone that says that, then what they do is they go, yeah, no one's ever cheated ever. And it's like, well, no, hold your horses, pappy. No one said that. No one said that. You're doing the whole extreme straw man thing. And then people say, but what about Forsaken? And what about WordExe? It proves it can be done. No, dickhead, it proves my argument. That wanker was cheating on a fucking laptop in a room full of other people that couldn't be asked to check. As soon as he went to a fucking LAN where someone checked his PC, he got He got busted. I'm right. And let's also not pretend this were not the fucking sharpest knives in the fucking drawer. These weren't your top tier international admins, TV cameras everywhere. This was some relatively small Asian qualifier. Even if a pro player gets legit VAC banned, Valve just removed them. YOLO. I haven't seen YOLO for a while. YOLO's back, guys. We're bringing YOLO back. These pro players, this is a good, these pro players and organizations are entertainers, like a magician show. This guy plays like too much to be this consistent. Getting a developer team to work on this is fucking easy. It's a money thing. A good magician won't get cheap shit. Those cloud-based hacks for $5 per month or spinners are just a way to confuse mortals. That cheats are that obvious. Like, oh, this was great. Check out this aim lock, guys.
For it. Oh, and he'll punish Rush. Poison.
Did you see it?
1v2 situation. Half is looking.
Show you again.
For it. Oh, and he'll punish Rush.
Did you see it? This was submitted. This was submitted as an aim lock, right? So they said watch it in 0.25 speed.
For oh, and he'll punish.
Right? Not even on him. Right? Like not even on him or even close enough to be an offset. Clearly just doing a sound cue under the window in case someone's up there, right? Like that was an aim lock. That was submitted as an aim lock. Right.
Awkward situations with some big plays, some clutches, the pistol round, all of these different.
This. Oh, God. Look at the top comment. Excellent post. Oh, fucking beam me up. Excellent post. Looks pretty sketchy combined with all his other clips. It certainly starts to tell a story. And then you do get... shout out to those brave soldiers for truth that are on like VACsucks trying to argue. Are you all silver? Are you silver? Like, just don't waste your energy. Like, it's a waste of time. Why silver? This was a good one. So the other thing they like to do is they submit content, you know, that's like just generally talking about, you know, cheating, the phenomenon of cheating. They've done Valorant clips. They're branching out, you know, they are branching out. And there was this score video, top 10 cheaters that were accused that, you know, were proven innocent. And there was a great like kind of a philosophical rather debate taking place on the hallowed pages of VACsucks. Yeah, this guy. So we'll start with this. 10 out of 10 would watch if it was not the score. Right? And that's fine. I get that. But then he goes, and the fact you can't prove innocence. You can't. You cannot prove it. It's impossible. It is impossible. You cannot prove innocence. You cannot. It cannot be done. This thread, basically, there was like a guy it's a guy who has noticed another guy who posts comments saying like, yeah, I don't think these people are cheating. That's not cheating. On like the concept videos and stuff. Hello there. Just want to show the kind of piece of shit you all have to deal with daily in VACsucks. They have it so hard. Let's see if mods let this one up just want to clarify, I accidentally noticed the very same guy shilling on the concept stuff. A guy who does a lot, and even if he is all over the place, which I think he is not, he is still trying to do something instead of saying that cheating is not possible XD. This is the kind of dishonest people that only serve to drag people down and think they are just doing their job. Vermin is the right adjective. But guess what? He thinks he is upholding community high standards by acting like that. This sort of mental gymnastics is that good. Don't go thinking he is the only one. There are many here like him. They are very active. I wonder what will be their excuse. Brace yourselves. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Right? Let's see what he said to be called Vermin. Right? This is a comment from the Concept's incredible videos where he says to you, hey, tell me who you think's cheating on Patreon, pay me money, and I will validate that belief by taking out of context clips and analyzing them in such a surface level way because I don't understand the game. And I will tell you why they show he's cheating. See, step 1, find a pro player. Step 2, call almost any shot aimbot and some instances as well. And this is the guy that our VACsucks poster was upset about, Nelix 5000. Literally wrong. And then go back to VACsucks, lol, you brain dead. Conspiracy theorists are stupid. Vermin! He's vermin, he's vermin. He's filthy vermin, he's shilling. These are the people paid by the organizations, the esports organizations, to infiltrate VACsucks, the bastion of truth. The only people that have figured out this mass sprawling corporate conspiracy. And this is how we win. This is how we keep them down with YouTube comments. Vermin, vermin. Absolute vermin.